first of all, just want to thank you guys for coming. Happy to see you guys and excited for the season. So my first question for you guys is about the week 1 game against Barnesville. That was obviously a huge game last year. It was the first time you guys had played in a while. After a long time of playing each other for a very long time. Obviously the outcome wasn't, I'm sure, what you guys would have expected, but kind of for all of you, you can all answer the question, what's the mentality now this close to that first game going into it?
Yeah, and so this is my first year at Fort Frye, so I was not a part of it, but we've watched the film and so forth. We have a ton of respect for Barnesville. They obviously have a very strong program, and they've been traditionally very, very good, and I think they haven't lost a game since 2021, which is an impressive run. We know they're gonna be a very tough competition, so we're going to play well, but we like what we have, and we're excited to get started.
Yeah, we're definitely really excited to get started. The team's been doing really well, getting ready for it, and we have a tight bond this year coming into it, so we're hoping that should bring us right through it.
Just watching the film, making sure we understand what's going on through the plays, and just like he said, the bond we had is better than the past, and to just focus on trusting your teammates and to do your job.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. They're a good team, but I think as long as we all focus on our responsibilities, and I think as long as we keep getting better each day throughout the week and keep preparing for them, I think we'll be all right.
I got 2 things. First off, not football related at all. I gotta talk about these hats. Where do we get them? I mean, just tell me the thought process behind that. I love them personally.
Just a formal affair.
Yeah. Got the boots and jeans on, so we gotta have the hat to go with it.
Love it. So, it means we're in football season. I love it. So, back to the football field. Speaking of big games, you guys played 2 classics against Waterford last year. That game is definitely circled for them, and I'm sure it is for you as well. What's the mentality going to be like for that matchup?
Just don't let the outside noise get to us. I mean, obviously it's our rival school, and that comes with a lot of trash talking, stuff like that outside the field. And I think as long as we can just stay focused on the actual game and not let it get to our heads, I think we'll be just fine.
I would say the same thing for the most part. Just letting the out noise stay out, focusing on our jobs. Like you said, it's definitely circled on our list of who we want to keep the tradition alive and to just be ready for the game.
Yeah, it's always a high energy, fun game. There's talk on and off the field, right across the river from each other. We're less than a mile apart, and it's a great game every year because you're playing against people you know. They could be your buddies. They could be the person you hate the most. It's a great game every year, and we just got to bring the same energy we do every year.
And similar to Barnesville, Waterford's a really good program, and they've had a lot of history. And the playoff game last year with Fort Frye went down to the wire, and so we have a ton of respect for them as well and what they do. But we have to control what we control and play as hard as we can, and then continue to get better each week.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned coming into this team new. Just tell me, what have you learned just about Fort Frye and your team through the coming weeks?
Yeah, it's definitely been a transition because I've been at Merida the last 11 years. So it's been a transition. But one of the reasons I chose Fort Frye, and it's sort of exemplified since I've been there, but they value both on the field and off the field, and their culture is tremendous. And they really try to hold the kids accountable and push the kids, and they care about moral standards and so forth. And I think that's why the kids, and these 3 are great examples of that, but they do well in the classroom, on the football field, outside the football field, and once they graduate. And so that's really stood out with Fort Frye so far.
Yeah, and then I'm just also interested, culture is great. Just tell me, what are you adding to the culture? What do you want to maybe, not necessarily change, but, just add to the football program in the school?
Yeah, and so when I first started, I just wanted to build relationships with kids. So I knew all the Merida kids for a long period of time, and so tried to build relationships so the kids know we care about them. And then Coach Huck has put me in charge of trying to expand the offense a little bit and working with him with the offense and in particular the passing game. And so that's where we're trying to focus. But Fort Frye has a ton of history and a ton of tradition. And so I'm just trying to help do whatever I can to take it to the next level. And these kids have done a tremendous job with a tight-knit group and worked really hard this offseason.
I'm assuming you guys are seniors, right?
Yes, sir.
So you guys were freshmen when you guys made the state semifinals. From then to today, what's changed and how have you applied your experience from those games to your game today?
I wasn't on the team.
One thing I definitely, a quote that definitely lives in my head from past seniors is, you have to hate to lose more than you want to win. And I feel like that's something that we can take from past years and from that year, and to just continue to live on throughout the years of playing football and how I'm going to play throughout the season.
Yeah, I actually had the chance to play in those games, and it was great with that group. That group was that whole entire group of seniors was just a very tight-knit group. I mean, even off the field, they didn't leave each other's side. They were always together, and there's just really good brotherhood between them. And I think a lot of that, and having the trust in the person next to them, even when I'd come in as a freshman, they had all the faith in the world in me. And I knew that I could trust any single one of them people on the line right next to me with anything I wanted.
Yeah, so it's no secret that there's been a lot of shifting happening in the TSL in this offseason. We have a lot of new coaches coming into different teams. So the TSL has always been an incredibly competitive conference. What is your mentality, Coach, and then you guys can answer this as well, on your mentality entering into not only a conference that is so competitive, but now a conference that's competitive, but now in a different way, because there's different coaches, different leadership, different edges. Kind of just, what is your mentality coming into that?
I think one thing that stood out with the TSL is every game's come down to the wire. And there are some conferences where you have, quote-unquote, give-me games, where you can show up and get the win and play some subs as we go. But this game, in this conference, you can't overlook any opponent. So you have to treat every opponent like it's a Super Bowl and like it's the most important game, and take it serious. And obviously, with 3 new coaches with the other 3 programs, they're going to run some different systems. And so a lot of times when you have consistency in conferences with coaches, they run similar offenses, similar defenses, so you have a general idea what they're going to do. With Fort Frye, Marietta, and Point Pleasant, or with Marietta, Warren, and Point Pleasant, they have different systems. So we're going to have to study those as the season goes on and prepare for those teams.
Yeah, I feel like it's a conference of 4 good teams. It's good games every single game. They're all eventful games, probably wash. I know they're fun to play in. Every single TSL game is they're a fun game, and when it comes down to the end, it's not as important as regular season, but it's still there for us.
I'd say it's definitely, you feel the edge a little more. It's very competitive, and it just feels different than other regular season games. And it's always fun to compete in them, and it's exciting.
I've only had the opportunity to play those teams 1 year since I moved here last year. But I can already sense the fact that those games are need tos, and I feel like those are the games I enjoy the most, because I feel like although they're still normal season games, I feel like we're playing for something more.